Okay, so have you ever noticed how people just throw around the phrase speaks English?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's some kind of like binary on-off switch.
Right.
You either speak it or you don't.
Yeah.
But it's way more nuanced than that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of like saying someone can play music.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe they can like tap out a beat or something.
Right.
But can they sit down and flawlessly play like Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata?
Exactly. Huge difference.
Yeah, big difference. And, for anyone out there who's got dreams of things like, I don't know, studying abroad,
Mm-hmm.
maybe landing certain jobs, or even like packing up and moving to a whole other country.
Yeah. Big life changes.
There's this exam that's kind of become the ultimate passport to prove your English fluency. It's called the IELTS.
The IELTS. Yep. It's pretty much the gold standard.
It is. And today, this deep dive, we're going to go way beyond just like the surface level stuff
Yeah.
to figure out what really makes the IELTS tick, why it matters so much,
Mm-hmm.
and most importantly, how you can totally crush it.
Yeah, we're going to give you the inside scoop.
That's right. So,
One of the things that always fascinates me about the IELTS is that it's not just about, memorizing grammar rules from a textbook.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's really designed to see if you can actually use those English skills out there in the real world.
So you're saying it's more about like successfully navigating everyday life in like an English speaking environment.
Exactly.
Ah.
It's all about practicality.
Okay, so tell me more about those real world skills.
Sure. So they break it down into 4 core areas.
Okay.
You've got listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
Okay, sounds pretty straightforward so far.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Within each one of those areas, they really test your ability to understand different accents,
Oh, right.
to process information quickly, and communicate effectively.
So it's like they're throwing everything at you, from like deciphering a thick Scottish brogue
Uh-huh.
to understanding like a rapid fire news report from Australia.
Yeah, you've got to be versatile.
Yikes.
And to make things even more interesting,
Oh no, there's more.
there's actually 2 different versions of the test.
What?
Yeah, so you've got the academic IELTS and the general training IELTS.
Okay.
And you choose which one you take depending on, well, what your goals are.
Ah, I love it.
It's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Exactly. So let me see if I've got this right.
Okay.
If I was, let's say, aiming to study at a university in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably need to take the academic IELTS.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's the one that's specifically designed for people who are going into higher education. They're testing your ability to, understand lectures,
Right.
write academic papers,
Oh yeah, the fun stuff.
all that good stuff. And we're talking about universities in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all the major players.
Wow. Okay, so this is serious business.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And the general training, that's more for like everyday English.
Exactly. That's the one you'd want if you're thinking about things like work or immigration.
All right, so I'm starting to see why this isn't just some random English test you can brush off.
Mm-hmm. It has real implications.
It really does.
Yeah.
But, let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
Why should someone really pour their time and energy into prepping for this exam?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Well, honestly, a strong IELTS score can be absolutely life-changing.
Okay, how so?
Well, first of all, it can seriously increase your chances of getting accepted into those top universities we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It can also open doors to better job opportunities.
Okay.
And it can definitely make the whole immigration process a lot smoother.
Makes sense.
Some employers even see a good IELTS score as a sign of, real commitment and ambition.
Wow, so it's like a signal that you're serious about succeeding in an English-speaking environment.
Exactly. It goes beyond just language skills.
Yeah, it shows a certain level of dedication.
Yeah.
One thing that really jumped out at me when I was reading through all these articles about the IELTS
Yeah.
was this recurring theme about top universities requiring pretty high IELTS scores.
Yeah, it makes sense though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it totally does.
They want to make sure those students can actually handle the academic rigor.
Right, they don't want anyone drowning.
Exactly.
It can feel pretty intimidating, not gonna lie.
Oh, for sure.
But in a way, it's also kind of motivating, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it shows you're serious about your education, that you've got the language skills to really thrive in that environment.
And thriving isn't just about, like, scraping by.
No, not at all.
It's about actively participating in class discussions,
Mm-hmm.
understanding those complex lectures, really getting the most out of your education.
Exactly. It's about fully immersing yourself.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
You've officially sold me on the why.
Great. Glad to hear it.
Now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
All right, let's do it.
How do we actually succeed on this thing?
Yeah, where do we even begin?
Where do we begin?
Well, I think the best way to approach this is to break down each section,
Okay.
and then I can share some, you know, targeted advice.
Perfect. I like it.
So first up, we've got the listening section.
All right. Listening. Hit me with it.
Remember all those diverse accents we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready, because you're going to encounter them in full force here.
Oh, boy.
So the key is to familiarize yourself.
Oh, man. Speaking of accents,
Yeah.
I once had this, like, ridiculously long and confusing conversation with someone from Glasgow.
Oh, no!
I was just nodding and smiling the whole time, pretending like I understood every single word.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yep.
Got to expose yourself to different accents.
Exactly. It's the best way to train your ear. And
Yeah.
you know what? Besides just practicing with accents, another really important tip for the listening section is getting used to the different types of questions they throw at you.
Oh, like what kinds of questions are we talking about?
Well, you might have to answer multiple choice questions,
Okay.
maybe label diagrams, or even
Oh.
complete summaries based on what you hear.
Oh, wow.
So familiarizing yourself with all those different formats beforehand
Right.
can save you a ton of time and stress during the actual test.
Got it. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've tackled listening.
Mm-hmm.
Now on to reading. I'm guessing this isn't just about curling up with a good book and relaxing.
Nope, not quite. This is where things get a little bit intense because speed and comprehension really collide here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the passages can be pretty dense,
Yeah.
and they can cover a huge range of topics.
So how do we handle that? Are we talking speed reading courses?
I mean, those could be helpful.
Okay.
Skimming strategies,
Right.
definitely worth looking into. But honestly, the most effective training is simply reading a variety of English materials regularly.
So, like, just immerse yourself in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself with some academic journals.
Okay.
Dive into some news articles, even just enjoy novels in your free time.
Right.
The more you immerse yourself, the better equipped you'll be.
All right. Makes sense. So we've covered listening. We've covered reading.
Mm-hmm.
Now on to the one I think we all dread a little bit, writing.
The dreaded writing section.
That blank page, the ticking clock.
Uh-huh.
You just feel that pressure.
Oh, yeah. It can be intense.
Any advice for staying calm and collected when you're facing that?
Well, first of all, deep breaths. It's going to be okay.
Sink breaths.
And remember, the IELTS writing section isn't about showing off the fanciest vocabulary you know. It's about clarity,
Okay.
structure,
Right.
and conveying your ideas effectively.
So being able to get your point across.
Exactly. Whether you're writing an essay for the academic module or a letter for general training, focus on building a clear argument, supporting it with relevant examples,
Okay.
and using grammatically correct language.
So it's more about substance than style.
Precisely.
Gotcha.
And don't forget, the way they score the writing section takes into account things like, how well you actually achieved the task,
Right.
how coherent your writing is,
Mhm.
and your lexical resource, which basically means your vocabulary.
Okay.
So practice writing within the time limit. Get some feedback on your work
Okay.
and really focus on improving in those specific areas.
Got it. Okay, so we've done listening, reading, writing,
Yeah.
and now for the big one,
The grand finale.
speaking. This is where those nerves can really kick in, right?
No, absolutely. It's totally natural to feel some anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
especially with that one-on-one interview format.
Yeah, it can feel like all eyes are on you.
But honestly, practice is your superpower here.
Okay, how do we practice for that, though?
Well, try to talk to native English speakers as much as you can.
Okay.
Record yourself answering some practice questions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Even have some mock interviews with friends or language partners.
Right, like role-playing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The more comfortable you become with just speaking,
Yeah.
the smoother the actual test will feel.
So it's all about building confidence and fluency,
Absolutely.
even if it feels a bit awkward at first.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of understanding how they score the speaking section.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, they're listening for things like your pronunciation,
Right.
your grammatical range,
Mm-hmm.
and your overall fluency.
So knowing what they're assessing can help you focus your preparation?
Exactly. It's like having a roadmap.
I like it.
Yeah,
Wow, we've covered a lot today.
we have. It's been a whirlwind.
It really has. We've gone beyond just, like, what the IELTS is
Mm-hmm.
to really understanding the why
Right. The motivation behind it.
and the how, all those practical strategies,
Nitty-gritty details.
the scoring, even tackling those tricky accents.
It's all part of the puzzle.
It really is.
The IELTS is a challenging exam. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, for sure.
But it's designed to assess your real English skills The
Bingo.
kind you'll actually use every day in an English-speaking environment.
Exactly. It's about real-world application.
And the thing is, with consistent effort
Right.
and a positive mindset,
Yeah.
you can absolutely achieve the school you need to unlock those goals.
Think of it less as a test.
And more as a stepping stone,
I like that.
bigger and better things.
Exactly. And the skills you develop along the way, things like critical thinking, communication, even time management,
Right.
those are valuable tools that'll benefit you far beyond the exam itself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's investment.
It really is. The IELTS can feel like this big, scary hurdle,
Oh, for sure.
but it's also an opportunity to push yourself to develop valuable skills that'll serve you well in all aspects of life.
Exactly. It's a chance to grow.
And for those of you who want to dive even deeper into all the nuances of the IELTS,
Yeah, get all the insider tips.
be sure to check out the full text call document.
It's packed with good stuff.
It's got even more tips, strategies, and insights to help you conquer this exam.
Everything you need to know.
All right, that's it for today's deep dive.
Until next time.
See you later.